The dark web, often imagined as a mysterious, hidden layer of the internet, a digital underworld where cybercriminals, whistleblowers, and activists all coexist. It's a realm shrouded in secrecy, where anonymity is the ultimate currency. In this exploration, we dive deep into the operational principles that form the backbone of the dark web. We'll uncover its technical foundations, reveal the spectrum of activities it supports, from legitimate, privacy-focused uses to illicit, underground dealings, and examine its crucial role in today's cybersecurity landscape. By combining insights from multiple sources, we aim to paint a complete picture of how the dark web functions, from the ways people access it, to the anonymizing technologies that shield them, and finally, to the mechanisms that allow transactions and communication to occur in this shadowed digital world. Join us as we peel back the layers and explore the hidden internet, where the line between security and secrecy blurs, and every click could take you deeper into the unknown. The dark web. Definition and historical context. The dark web is a subset of the deep web, characterized by its deliberate inaccessibility through traditional search engines such as Google or Bing. Unlike the surface web, where content is indexed and easily retrieved, dark websites require special access protocols and are hidden by design. Originally developed to facilitate secure communication and protect privacy, the dark web has evolved into a vast network that supports both lawful activities, such as anonymous journalism and secure governmental communications, and illicit operations ranging from illegal marketplaces to cyber attack coordination. Historically, the concept of a hidden network was born out of the increasing need for secure and undiscoverable communication. In the early 2000s, researchers, most notably those at the U.S. Naval Research Laboratory, recognized that standard internet communications were highly vulnerable to surveillance and interception. This awareness paved the way for technologies designed to maintain anonymity online. Consequently, tools such as Tor emerged as a solution to an ever-growing need for privacy in digital communications. Over the past decade, the dark web has increasingly become associated with both legitimate privacy-enhancing applications and a marketplace for illegal goods and illicit services. Accessing the dark web is a process that diverges significantly from standard web browsing. The dark web is not indexed by popular search engines because its websites, often using the .onion domain, are designed to stay hidden from the conventional internet. The most common gateway to this hidden network is the Tor browser, which is specially configured to connect users via anonymizing networks. Other tools and networks, such as I2P, Invisible Internet Project, and ZeroNet, are also used, although Tor remains the predominant method. Users must install specialized software that supports the unique protocols of the dark web. For example, the Tor browser is an open-source tool that both anonymizes user traffic and grants access to dark websites by routing connections through multiple encrypted nodes. Such measures ensure that the origin of a user's traffic remains concealed, drastically reducing the risk of being tracked by external entities such as cybercriminals or government agencies. Hidden in every corner of the internet are three distinct worlds: the surface web, the deep web, and the dark web. Today, we will uncover these layers and see who they are designed for. First, the surface web, also known as the open web. This is the part we use every day. Google, Bing, and other search engines index this layer, giving you access to news, blogs, social media, and public websites. This layer is open to everyone, and accessing it is simple. Just open a browser and search. Beneath it lies the deep web. This layer is invisible to search engines. Here, pages cannot be accessed without passwords or special credentials. On the deep web, you will find emails, bank accounts, private databases, and internal documents. In other words, this layer exists to protect privacy and security, not for general public access. And the deepest, most mysterious part is the dark web. This hidden realm of the internet can only be accessed using special software, such as the Tor browser. Its design is all about anonymity and secrecy. On the dark web, both users and websites remain anonymous. Here you can find anonymous forums, whistleblower portals, and yes, illegal marketplaces as well. Conventional search engines never index this content, so accessing information here requires anonymizing networks. So remember, the surface web is our daily internet world. The deep web is the home of secure and restricted information, and the dark web, a hidden digital realm where anonymity and secrecy reign. Now let's dive into one of the most mysterious layers of the dark web, onion routing and Tor. This is the technology that keeps users completely anonymous, meaning no hacker, no government, no cybercriminal can trace your data back to its source. Imagine using Tor. Your data is first wrapped in multiple layers of encryption, like the layers of an onion. Then it travels through a complex circuit with 3 main points. Step 1. Entry node, guard node. Here the first layer of encryption is removed. This node only knows your IP address, not your destination. Step 2. Middle node. Next, your data passes through a middle node. It gets further encrypted, making the connection even more secure. Step 3. Exit node. Finally, your data reaches the exit node. The last layer is decrypted, and your data is delivered to its destination website. The exit node has no idea where the data originally came from, making the full path impossible to trace. Picture the flow like this. User's computer, entry node, middle node, exit node, destination website. At each step, your data remains secure and anonymous, and no single node sees the entire journey. But keep in mind, the system isn't perfect. If a sophisticated observer analyzes the timing and volume of traffic at both entry and exit nodes, there's a small chance of vulnerability. Still, Tor relays run by volunteers around the world continuously strengthen the system, making it even more resilient and anonymous. So, onion routing and Tor aren't just technology. They're a shield that makes you invisible in the digital world, protecting your online identity and keeping your communication secure. Now let's explore the structure and functionality of dark websites. These are hidden layers that operate exclusively over anonymized networks like Tor. These websites use the .onion domain, which is invisible to standard internet and DNS systems. This means they have their own naming and routing systems, ensuring that neither the user's real identity nor the site's actual location can be discovered. Now imagine a website operator creating an onion service. They first generate a cryptographic key pair. The public key is embedded in a service descriptor, which is then distributed across the Tor network's distributed hash table. This ensures there is no central directory, and the website's true IP address remains hidden. The communication between the user and the onion service is end-to-end encrypted, providing an additional layer of security and anonymity. Now, let's talk about activities on the dark web, where both legitimate and illicit uses exist. The dark web is a diverse ecosystem. Some users come here for privacy and security, while others, cybercriminals, use it for illegal activities. Legitimate uses. First, let's look at legitimate uses. Many non-criminal users access the dark web because of its strong privacy features. Journalists, political dissidents, and whistleblowers use onion services to share sensitive information without fear of surveillance or retaliation. Media organizations like The Guardian have implemented secure drop systems via Tor, where whistleblowers can safely send confidential information. In other words, this platform provides anonymous and secure communication, which is the cornerstone of free speech and public accountability. Illicit activities. Now, let's examine illegal activities. The dark web is notorious for facilitating illegal transactions. Cybercriminals use it to conduct various illicit activities, such as marketplaces for stolen data and illicit goods. Here, illegal drugs, unapproved pharmaceuticals, firearms, counterfeit documents, and stolen personal data are bought and sold. These marketplaces often use sophisticated systems like vendor verification, dispute resolution, and reputation mechanisms, making them operate like legal e-commerce platforms. Provision of cyber attack tools. Dark web forums and marketplaces also trade ransomware kits, phishing tools, and malware. These resources allow even low-skilled hackers to participate in complex cyber attacks. Activities explained in detail. Communication. Legitimate. Anonymous reporting and whistleblower platforms, where users can safely share sensitive information while keeping their identity hidden. Illicit. Communication channels for criminal coordination and cyber attacks, where criminals plan and execute activities secretly. Marketplaces. Legitimate. Secure information sharing. Anonymous access to news, like journalists receiving confidential information safely. Illicit. Trade of drugs, weapons, and stolen financial or personal data. This represents the illegal commerce that thrives on the dark web. Services and tools. Legitimate. Privacy-enhancing tools for activism and journalism. These tools protect users and ensure digital freedom. Illicit. Sale of malware, hacking tools, and ransomware as a service, which are core components of the cybercriminal ecosystem. Government and NGO usage. Legitimate. Protection of sensitive communications in oppressive regimes. Illicit. Criminal networks using the dark web for covert transactions, avoiding traceability. In short, this clearly highlights the dual nature of the dark web. On one side, it provides essential and legal services, while on the other, it serves as a hub for illegal and harmful activities. Now, let's talk about cryptocurrency and dark web transactions. One of the biggest features of the dark web is its reliance on cryptocurrencies, which allow transactions to remain anonymous and untraceable. Traditional payment methods, which can be easily tracked through banking systems, simply don't work here. That's why cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Monero play a crucial role, providing privacy, decentralization, and global accessibility. The role of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the most commonly used cryptocurrency on the dark web. Its blockchain technology ensures that every transaction is publicly recorded. However, since each transaction is recorded, users often employ techniques like coin mixing or tumbling to prevent direct tracing from sender to receiver. This involves moving coins through multiple intermediary wallets to obscure the transaction trail. Even with these precautions, determined investigators can sometimes analyze transactional patterns, making complete anonymity a challenge. Monero and other cryptocurrencies. Other cryptocurrencies, like Monero, XMR, provide enhanced privacy features. Monero uses obfuscation techniques that hide not only the sender and receiver details, but also the amount transferred. This makes it ideal for users who demand greater untraceability than Bitcoin. Implications for dark web marketplaces. The use of cryptocurrencies has allowed a full underground economy to flourish. Dark web marketplaces design their operations around secure escrow services and reputation systems, ensuring trust between anonymous buyers and sellers. As a result, the dark web has become a key indicator of emerging trends in cybercrime and financial fraud. In short, cryptocurrencies have not only made the dark web secure and anonymous, but they have also strengthened its underground economy. Now let's talk about security, vulnerabilities, and monitoring, the most critical aspects of the dark web. While the dark web's architecture enhances user anonymity, it is not without its inherent risks. Whether you are an individual or a large organization, interacting with dark web content always comes with security challenges. 1. Security risks and threats. Malware and scams. Dark websites often harbor malicious software and phishing schemes designed to exploit unsuspecting users. Since these sites are unregulated and largely anonymous, scams are common, and the risk of encountering malware is high. Traffic analysis attacks. Even with multiple layers of encryption, sophisticated attackers may attempt to correlate traffic at entry and exit nodes to de-anonymize users. If done on a large scale, this could compromise the user's anonymity. Law enforcement interventions. High-profile cases, such as the takedown of Silk Road and Alphabi marketplaces, show that law enforcement agencies have developed methods to infiltrate and disrupt dark web operations. 2. Dark web monitoring and threat intelligence. Organizations worldwide invest in dark web monitoring tools to detect compromised credentials, leaked corporate data, emerging cyber threats. These tools scan both dark and clear web sources, aggregate the data, and sanitize it. The processed information is then integrated into cybersecurity defenses. By subscribing to dark web feeds, companies receive alerts on discussions, transactions, insider threats, all of which could impact operational security. 3. Monitoring process. Dark web data sources. The initial sources where raw data comes from, such as hidden marketplaces and forums. Automated crawlers, tools that automatically collect and scan data, reducing human errors. Data aggregation and sanitization, filtering and organizing the data to keep only relevant and safe information. Threat intelligence platform, a centralized system that analyzes data and identifies potential risks. Alerts and risk scoring. Companies receive alerts and risk scores to take immediate action. Cybersecurity response team. Finally, the information reaches the cybersecurity teams, enabling them to protect against real-time threats. 4. Best practices for safe monitoring. Using isolated environments. Access the dark web only from dedicated machines or virtual environments that are not connected to the corporate network. Employing specialized monitoring tools. Use verified dark web monitoring services that filter and curate information, reducing risks from manual exploration. Implementing strong authentication measures. Use secure, unique passwords and two-factor authentication to safeguard accounts that interact with dark web data. So, the dark web is powerful and anonymous, but it carries high risks. Proper monitoring and security measures are essential to stay safe in this digital underworld. Accessing the dark web brings us into a gray area of law and ethics. On its own, simply visiting the dark web isn't illegal in many countries. It's the actions you take there, buying illicit substances, launching cyber attacks, that cross the line and fall under national and international law. This legal ambiguity highlights an important distinction. The technology itself promotes privacy, but it can be misused if handled irresponsibly. Beyond the law, there's the ethical dimension. Anonymity on the dark web can protect political dissidents and journalists, giving them a safe space to speak out. But the same anonymity also becomes a hiding place for criminal networks and data theft. Researchers and cybersecurity experts face a delicate balancing act. They must study and analyze the dark web while respecting privacy rights and staying within legal frameworks. Law enforcement agencies have actively pursued dark web marketplaces and forums, leading to high-profile shutdowns like Silk Road and Alphabet. These actions show two things: the resilience of the dark web and the ongoing cat-and-mouse game between cybercriminals and authorities. While takedowns disrupt criminal networks, they also serve as invaluable lessons, improving digital forensics techniques and advancing cyber threat intelligence strategies. In the end, the dark web is a double-edged sword, a powerful tool for privacy, yet a potential playground for illegal activity. Navigating it safely requires awareness, caution, and responsibility.